Have you ever been scrolling through YouTube Shorts, seen a channel with billions of views, and just thought, how? How are they doing that? Well, let me tell you, there is a modern-day gold rush happening right now on that platform, and some creators are striking it rich. So you might want to grab your virtual pickaxe because we're about to lay out the map that could take you from zero to a full-on Shorts empire.
But here's the million-dollar question, right? There are thousands of niches out there, gaming, cooking, drama, you name it. But which ones are just for fun and which ones are actual legitimate moneymakers? That's exactly what we're going to break down. The specific niches with the absolute highest potential to make you some serious cash. Not just today, but in the years to come.
And to make sense of it all, we're going to use this really simple framework I'm calling the creator's ladder. Just think of it as your personal roadmap. We'll start at the very bottom with the easiest niches to jump into. Then we'll climb up to the middle where it's all about emotional connection. And finally, we'll reach the top, the summit. Those are the high-effort, high-reward power plays.
So let's start our climb on those first few rungs. This is the foundation. And look, these niches are all about one thing: getting started, and getting started fast. We're talking low effort, built for posting a ton of content, and they're absolutely perfect if you're just starting out and you really need to build some momentum.
So what do these all have in common? Well, they're all built on this idea of curating or re-editing content that, already exists. We're talking about stuff like AI commentary, the infamous brain rot trend. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, those super fast-paced, multi-video things designed to just keep you scrolling, and of course, streamer clipping. The whole strategy here isn't about some masterpiece you create from scratch. It's about speed. It's about mass production to get those first views and maybe, just maybe, your first paycheck. What I think is so fascinating here is how clearly this lays out the trade-offs. I mean, just take a second to look at this. With AI commentary, your main skill is scripting and finding a little sub-niche no one's in, but man, the risk is getting totally lost in a super crowded field. Then you have brain rot, where it's all about spotting trends and editing at lightning speed, but your engagement can be pretty low. And with streamer clipping, you get to piggyback on a huge audience that's already there, but your channel's entire fate is tied to one person's popularity. Oh, and please don't mistake low effort for low income. The volume you can pump out here is just insane. Check this out. One brain rot channel pulled in 22 million views in just 1 week. Now, even with a low RPM, that's your revenue per 1,000 views, that works out to about $2,500 in a single week. This is a perfect example of how you can use one of these niches as a side project to just earn some capital for a much bigger idea.
Okay, so we've seen how just pure volume can get you started, but what happens when you're ready to level up? Well, we're climbing the ladder to the mid-tier rungs, which I like to call emotional mastery. And here, the whole game changes. We're going to start trading that high volume for high value. This quote from the source material just perfectly captures what this tier is all about. The key takeaway here is this: success at this level isn't just about fast edits or what sound is trending. It's about storytelling. It's about making your viewer actually feel something real, whether that's joy, inspiration, or just pure excitement.
Two amazing examples of this are the wholesome/feel-good niche and movie edits. So on one side, you have wholesome content, which has a crazy high RPM, or talking 30 to 40 cents, because, well, advertisers absolutely love family-friendly stuff. But it takes real skill to find those authentic clips. Then, on the other side, movie edits are like an infinite content glitch. There's always new material. But you are constantly dancing with your risk of copyright strikes.
And this, right here, this is why mastering emotion really matters for your wallet. Just look at that jump. The average RPM for shorts is what, around 15 cents? The foundation rungs like streamer clips might get you up to 20 cents. But the second you tap into that emotional storytelling with wholesome content, your RPM can more than double compared to the platform average. That is a huge, huge difference. All right, we've made it. We've reached the final ascent, the summit. These are the top tier niches. And let me be clear, they require the most effort, the most skill, and yeah, often a pretty significant investment. But the reward? It's in a whole other league. These are the true power plays. So up here at this level, we find some pretty surprising specialists. The Roblox niche, for example. It taps into a massive youth audience and has this unbelievably high RPM, up to 42 cents. Mostly because kids are often watching on their parents' accounts, which are tied to demographics with more spending power. And then you've got the motivational niche.
It targets older viewers, it's really complex to do well, which means the competition is almost zero, and the RPM is through the roof.
So these are all fantastic, right? Higher earning niches for sure. But what if I told you there's one that sits above every single one of them? One that is, without a doubt, the most profitable, the most scalable, and the single most dominant niche on all of YouTube Shorts right now.
It's 3D educational shorts. This is it. This is the absolute peak of the creator's ladder. And when I say peak, I really, really mean it. A top channel in this space can pull in 2.5 billion views in a single month, and that translates to an estimated $350,000 in ad revenue in 1 month. It's just staggering.
So why? Why is it number one? Well, because it has this unbeatable formula. These are highly produced, super fast-paced animated explainers. The content is evergreen, which means a video made today can get views for years. They are highly searchable. And most importantly, they require a full team and a big budget to make, which creates this huge barrier to entry that pretty much eliminates all the competition.
Okay, so we've climbed the entire ladder from the ground floor to the penthouse. But look, the point of this whole explainer isn't to say that everyone should go out and start making 3D animations. It's about finding the right rung on the ladder for you right now based on your skills, your resources, and your goals. So let's just boil it all down. Here are the key takeaways. If you're a beginner, start with what you're good at in one of those foundation niches. If you need some cash to fund a bigger idea, use a high-volume niche to build capital. To really boost your earnings, you've got to focus on mastering emotional storytelling. And if you've got those big ambitions, just know that the summit requires a team and a real investment. So there you have it. We've laid out the entire map, from the absolute easiest entry points to the pinnacle of short success. The only question left is, which rung of the ladder are you gonna step on first?